Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Very good evening, everyone. How are you all? Yeah, I'm doing good. Since people are still joining the class, okay, then let's wait a couple of minutes and we will start the session. Okay, I'm doing good. Thank you so much for asking. Okay, I guess everybody is here. So without any further delay, let's start the class. And before I begin, please help me to confirm one more time if my voice is clearly audible to you all or not. And is the screen visible? Okay, thank you. So yesterday I gave you some questions in order to solve. I gave you around 4 questions, right? So I hope you will try to submit it. I'm sorry, I solve it. Okay. So basically I gave you the questions yesterday, okay? And I will give you some practice questions today as well. And at the end of the class, I will tell you where you can submit the answers that you are solving. So it will be get checked over there. Okay. I will tell you that at the end of the class. Is that okay with you all? Okay, so there you will submit, yeah, you will submit the yesterday's answer as well. And today the question that I will give you, okay, if you have not done or not solved the questions yet, then you can try to solve it today or tomorrow. I'll give you a time. So within that time, you will solve the mm, answer that you are going to solve today, and the answer that you solved yesterday, you will submit it over there. You are going to submit it over the ticket. I will show you the way. Okay, you will provide the answer, your answer will get checked, and if there is any mistakes or if you have done any kind of mistakes in your answer, okay, then we will provide you the correct answer as well over the same way you have submitted your assignment. We will help you to correct the answers if you have in case done the answer wrong, or if you have submitted the wrong answers, then we will help you with that. Plus we will help you the explanation of the steps as well. Okay, and yes, I will give you enough time. I think a time of a week is going to be more than that, more than enough. Yes, so we will give that. So we will talk about this assignment thing at the end of the class. So without any further delay, let's start the class now. So yesterday we were talking about the conditional statements, okay, and we solved a question where we were supposed to find if a number is greater than the other number or not by using the comparison operator. Okay, 1 second. One second. Okay, I'm not able to see the cursor where I'm moving it. Okay. Okay, so let's start the question. So now here we are going to talk about, we are going to simply take decision. Okay, and we are going to create a calculator as in, so calculator as in very basic thing. Okay, so we are going to design a calculator. Okay, calculator as in there would be two variables. Okay, there would be two variables and we will perform four basic operation, that is plus, minus, multiplication and division. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we will take, there would be output screen. Okay, and we will ask input from the user to enter two numbers. Okay, so maybe the user gave 10 and 20. So now there would be choices given to the user. Either that person want to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication or division. Okay, So we will have something like case 1. So if for case 1, there will be addition. So if, let me make it more clear. Okay, so here basically we will write that this message will be displayed enter two numbers. Okay, and basis on this information, user will type two numbers, maybe 10 and 20. After giving the input, there would be some choices. Like for one, user can perform addition. Okay, so maybe for one there would be addition. For two, there would be minus, that is subtraction. Okay, for three we will perform multiplication. For four there would be division. Okay, and if any one of this option, if the user chooses, then it will perform according to that. That means, for example, here if the user gave the input 10 and 20, okay, after giving 10 and 20, this four things, this four option will appear on the screen. And after that, user would know, okay, I have choices, I need to choose an option. So if the user presses 1, okay, then it will perform addition and 30 will be displayed as the output. Okay, but instead of 1, if the user uh, choose the second option, okay, if user chooses the second option, then it will perform 10 minus 20 and then minus 10 will appear on the screen. Okay, in the same way, if the user presses 3, okay, if the user presses or selects the third option, then multiplication will happen and 10 into 20, so 200 will appear. So in this way, we are going to create a pseudocode for this, and we will draw an algorithm also, that we will take two numbers from the user. Okay, we will assign these two values, A and B, and these four options will be provided on the screen. And after seeing these options, there would be case, like if this case 1, then perform addition. If there is case 2, then perform subtraction. For case 3, multiplication. Because for case 4, division. Okay, is the question understandable to you all? Okay, so basically these are options, and here we will apply the condition. Okay, here we will apply the condition. So the question is that we are basically, if you see on your calculator, then you can type a bunch of numbers from your calculator, right? And if you will press plus, like 10 plus 20, then you get the output, that is 30. In the same way, here we will give the value first, then after that we have bunch of options available, 1 2 3 4, and on the basis of the options, the user can choose if he or she wants to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Okay, here I am giving you only for example. We are not creating an exact real life calculator. No, this is a very simple design. Okay, we are just making a basic thing over here in order to understand the concept of the conditions. So here I'm using only 4 conditions. So these are the options, right? This is option 1, this is option 2, this is option 3, and option 4. So if the user selects option 1, that means if option 1, then we are going to perform addition. So here we will use conditional structure. Okay, so let me write the pseudocode. Let me draw the flow chart for this. So at first we will start. Okay, I'm not writing pseudocode because I hope now you guys are able to write the pseudocode yourself as well. All right, so I'm directly going to draw the flow chart. From flow chart also, if you want to write the pseudocode, then you can do that. Okay, so here is start, and then after that we are supposed to declare two variables. Because why two variables? Because we need to perform addition or this calculation on two numbers. So here I will write declare A then B. Okay, in rectangle. Then after that we need to display a message on the screen. So for that I will write here print enter two numbers, or you can also write enter number 1 and number 2. It's up to you what you want to display the messages. Okay, so enter two numbers and it will go inside this palm. Then after it, here we need to take input for these two numbers, right? We need to take a value for these two numbers. So I'll write here input A and B. Okay, it will go inside this parallelogram. Now, if you see, if you remember what I said, that we will have four options, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4 options. So we need to create something. Okay, we need to create something that will have the options over here as well. That means if option is 1, if option is 2. So in that case, what I need here, I will create condition. Okay, before having the condition, we need to display this on the screen also. So here I will write print. Okay, and inside this I will write enter 1 for addition. This will be displayed on the screen. That's why I'm writing. Because if you will not display the message on the screen, how would the user know which option he or she needs to select in order to perform the operation? Okay, so in the same way, I'll write here enter 2 for subtraction. Okay, then here enter 3 for multiplication. And then enter 4 for division. Okay, so this message will be displayed on the screen, and since this is print, it will go inside this palm. Okay, I hope this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step is clear to all of you. Okay, let me repeat this again. What is happening? We are going to start the program, declare A and B. So two places will be created in the memory with the name A and with the name B. Okay, in your output screen, here print enter two numbers. So here enter two numbers. Like this, the message will be displayed. Then user will know, okay, I'm supposed to type the two numbers. So maybe the user type 10 and 20. So these two values, because of this input, because of this step, this two value will be stored to these variables. That means the value will be assigned to these variables. Okay. So here the value of A would be 10 and B would be 20. Okay. And then of can I do it in 4 different steps if I want? The question is not asking you to perform the 4 different steps. Okay. The question is asking that you are supposed to create it in a way that there are options. But if you want to have a 4 different steps, then you can go ahead and do that. So your 1, 2, 3 steps is clear. For the fourth step, input AB. Input AB means you will take this value and assign to this variable. That means for A, we will have 10 and for B, we will have 20. Okay, this input is going to do that. It will take the value from the user and it will assign this value to these variables that we have declared in our memory. Okay, now this from here to here, these options after typing 10, 20, then user also should know like he or she has an option to select. That means the person can press 1 or press 2, press 3 and press 4 in order to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division respectively. Okay. So because of this line, because of this fifth step, all of these messages will be displayed over here. Like here will be enter 1 for addition, then enter 2 for subtraction, enter 3 like this. And user will see these messages on the screen and he or she will understand, okay, I'm supposed to choose an option. Okay. So is this 5 steps clear to all of you? Okay, this 5 steps is clear to all of you. Okay, so now here we will move ahead and now here we need to create cases. That means if the user selects option 1, then addition would be done. Okay, if the user selects option 2, then subtraction would be done. So here I'm using this word option again and again that is also going to be a variable that will store these numbers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here I need a third variable, that is option. Because for option, there would be an option, and for option you can have either 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, because there are 4 different options to us. So here what will happen, we'll use this rhombus, and here we will write if the user selects, if option is equal to 1. Okay, we are not assigning the value. If the user presses 1 from the keyboard, then we are going to compare it with the option. Okay, like we have already written here enter 1 for option. So we are going to compare it with the options. And if the value matches, then it will perform the addition. Okay. So here we are writing if option is equal to 1, then for this we will perform the addition. Okay. And here, before this, okay, we need to take value for the input also. In order to compare this, we need to take the input for the option also. So here I'm supposed to write input option. Okay, I'm supposed to write input option because we need the input for the option as well. Now, after this, we'll start comparing. So if option is equal to 1, then it will perform what? It will perform addition. So we can directly, either you can use C is equal to A plus B, Z is equal to A plus B, and print Z. Okay, you can do that also. Or you can directly write here print A plus B. Then it will take the value because of this arithmetic operator. Okay, and it will print the value that we will get. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Here. So now if this condition is true, then it will perform A plus B. But if this condition is false, that means if the user didn't select the option 1, so maybe the user is going to select the option 2. Okay, so here I will write if option is equal to 2. And if this condition is true, then we are going to perform what? Subtraction. So here I will write print A minus B. Okay, now consider that the user neither selected the option 1 nor option 2. If this condition is also false, then that means the user is going to select option 3. Okay, so here I will write if option is equal to 3. And if this condition is true, then for the third option, we are going to perform multiplication. I'll write here print A multiple B. Okay, we are using asterisk star symbol. That's why I've written there A multiple B. Now, if this condition is also false, then that means the user is going for the fourth option. Okay, so here we will write the same. That is if option is equal to 4, and if this condition is true, okay, then we'll perform division. That means I'll write here print A comma B. Now, if this condition is also false, that means what if the user neither selected 1 nor 2 nor 3 and nor 4? Okay, then in that case, we can print something as an invalid option. Okay, like this, simply display invalid option, and then we are going to stop the program. So here I can write it stop, and I will join this from here to here. That means I need to stop it also from here. Okay, and we can join it like this, and we can join it like this. Okay, so what is happening over here is that up to here, everything was clear, right? There's 5 steps. Like first to start, then declare 3 variables, A, B, and option. We need to declare the variable for the option also because user is going to select 1, 2, 3, or 4. That is also a number and we need a space for that. Then this enter 2 numbers will be displayed on the screen. And after seeing this, the user will give input for the numbers, for the values on which we are going to perform the operation. Okay. This input is for that. So maybe the user typed 10 and 20. So A is being assigned, 10 is being assigned to A and 20 is assigned to B variable. After that, these messages will appear on the screen. Okay, enter 1 for addition, 2, 3, 4, like this. Then user is going to press a number from the keyboard. Okay, so that's up to the user, like which option the user wants to select. Maybe the 1, 2, 3, or 4. So if user pressed 1, okay, then we need to take input for the option also. That means in our memory, if we have a variable option and if there is a place, then that means if the user pressed 1 from the keyboard, so 1 will be stored in this option variable. Okay, 1 will be stored over there. Now what will happen? If the user pressed 1, we will come to this part, to decision. So here is option. What is the value of option right now? What is the value of option in the memory right now? It's 1, right? The value of option is 1. So is equal to means to compare. Is the 1 equal to 1 or not? So since the value matched over here, both of them are equal. So it will take the condition as true. Here the condition is true and it will perform the addition. That means A plus B, here 10 plus 20 will happen. And the 10 plus 20, okay, the answer 30 will be displayed on the screen. How 30 will be displayed on the screen? Because here we have written print. Okay, print A plus B means you will not get 10 plus 20 on the output screen. No, this is an arithmetic operator. Okay, this is an arithmetic operator. Whenever you are going to use this arithmetic operator with the numbers while writing the program, it will perform the calculation. Okay, it will perform the operation, that is addition. So you will not get 10 plus 20 written like this on the screen. No, you will get the answer for this, that is 10 plus 20. So 30 and 30 will be displayed on the screen. Okay, and here I have written the 2 times equal to because we are comparing the values. If you remember, we have already discussed about all of the comparison operator. Okay, so this is a comparison operator in order to check whether the option given by the user is equal to this or not. Now I will give you one more example. Consider that instead of one, the user pressed 2 from the keyboard. Okay, no, we cannot write 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of option. We cannot write like that. Because how are you going to create this? Okay, let me give you another example that, for example, if the user pressed 2 from the keyboard, then 2 will be given to this 2, the value 2 will be assigned to this variable, that is option. Okay, so now we will come to this first case. Here, the value of option is what? In the memory, the value of option right now is 2. Okay, the value of option is 2. So is 2 equal to 1 over here? No, it's not. Okay, so it will return what? It will return false. So instead of the flow of control, instead of going to the right direction, it will go down. Okay, because this condition is false. Now we'll come to this case. We'll come to this condition over here. Here the value of option is equal to 2 or not. So yes, we know in the memory the value of option is 2. Then is equal to 2. This is going to compare the value. Is 2 equal to 2? Yes, 2 is equal to 2. So we'll go to the true part. We'll go to the right direction. And then because this condition is true, subtraction will occur. The operation for subtracting the numbers will happen. And here you will get 10 minus 20. That is minus 10 as the output. And why are we going to get minus 10 as the output? Okay, because I told you this is an arithmetic operator. Whenever you will use this operator in the program, the computer will automatically perform the operation. Why take here false? We take the false because the is 2 equal to 1. This condition in the first option, the value for the option is 2. Okay. Let me give you one more example. We created a variable option in our memory. Okay. And obviously there's a space for this. So while executing this program, consider that the user pressed 3 from the keyboard. So this 3 is going to be assigned to the option because we have written here input option. After this, we have written input option. Okay. So what will happen? The number that user is pressing from the keyboard, maybe the user pressed 3. So 3 will be stored in this space. That is the option variable. Okay. Then our flow of control, the execution of the program will come to this step. Here the value of option is what? Value of option is 3. But here I have written equal to 1. So it will check, it will compare the value. Is 3 equal to 1? 3 is never equal to 1. Okay. 3 is not equal to 1. So this condition is what? This condition is false. Since this condition is false, we have clearly written here, for true, you are supposed to go this side. For false, you are supposed to go down. Okay. So since this condition is false, we will go down. Then we have another condition again. Here, we know the value of the option is 3. Here is written equal to 2. So equal to 2. Is this condition true? No. Again, the condition is false. So since the condition is false, we'll go down. Okay. We'll go to another case. Now here it is asking to check is the option equal to 3 or not. So the value of option is 3, equal to then 3. Okay. So here the condition is true, right? Because 3 is equal to 3. Since the condition is true, the flow of statement will go, the flow of control will go in the right direction. And here print A multiply B. That means 10 multiply 20 will take place and you will get 200 as the output. In the same way, if the user press 5, okay, then it will check here. Is the option, now the value for the option will not be 3. If the user press 5, the value for the option will be 5. So it will check is 5 equal to 2. In first case, it will check is 5 equal to 1? No. Second case, it will check is 5 equal to 2? No. Third case, it will again check is 5 equal to 3? No, it's not. Here also it will check is 5 equal to 4? Then no, the condition is false. Then we will, because of this false, we will come to this statement and it will print what? It will print invalid option on the screen. And since we have created a calculator in such a way that there are only 4 options, so if user presses like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or any number other than 1, 2, 3 and 4, then it will display the message that is invalid option and there won't be any kind of operation. Is this clear to all of you? Why can't we practice this live while you are teaching? Because algorithm is not something that you write on a, you don't implement it. As I told you, before writing the code or before writing the program, you write algorithms, and algorithms are supposed to be written on a paper, on a notebook. Okay. That's why we are doing this. Yeah, option is taken from the keyboard or the calculator. Yes. I'm confused about the stop. Why is it written on right? You can write it on downside also. It doesn't matter where you have written. You can write the stop at the left side. You can write it over, stop over here. Then you can join the line over here also. I wrote it for the, because it would be comfortable to write over here. That's why I write it here. Yes, you are right. To apply multiple functions, we use option and then assign value accordingly. Yeah, the option for the symbol exam, the symbols are the thing that these are the symbols, na, plus minus symbol that we use in our daily life also. This is plus, this is multiplication, okay, this is division, and this is subtraction. This is just like mathematics. The only difference is this multiple sign. In computer we use asterisk instead of this instead of this multiple, we use this asterisk. Why take an arrow on from print rule? After printing, we need to stop the program. Even though, like here, if your first condition is true, you perform addition. After performing addition, also you need to stop the program, right? So that's why if this condition is true, we'll perform the addition and then we'll directly stop the program. If this condition is true, you'll perform the subtraction, then you will stop the program. Why did you use equal sign two time in the rhombus? As I told you, two time using equal sign is comparison operator. We are comparing the values. And we discussed about this comparison operator while we were discussing the operator part. When we are supposed to compare two values, if they both are equal to each other or not, then we use equal to sign two times. One time using equal to sign is like assigning value. Here we are not assigning value. Here we are comparing the value of the options. That's why I have written. Why written false after rhombus? I guess you have forgotten the concept of the decision, that when you take a decision, you have two things, either true or false. So that's why I've written here false. If the condition is true, we will perform the operation. If not, then we will move ahead and we will focus on the next statement. Yeah, we have both part to rhombus. We have both part to rhombus. Here is true part also, here is false part also. If the condition would be true, then it will go to the right direction. If not, then it will go down. That is false part. To every rhombus, wherever you will take decision, you will always have two part to it. That is called branching, that we discussed in branching control structure. Okay, so for if the condition is true, we will go to the true direction. If not, then we will go to the false direction. Okay, so now we will move ahead and we will write the flow chart for this. Sorry, pseudo code, not the flow chart. I guess you people could write the flow chart yours, pseudo code yourself also, but let me. Okay, so I think the pseudo code is very much clear for the first. Is the pseudo code very much clear for the first 5 steps? I guess it is. It should be, right? Very much clear that for the one you will write start. For two, you will declare the variables. So you need declare A, then B, and then option. Okay. Then after that, in the third, yeah, pseudocode and flowchart both are algorithm. Okay. Then for third, we will have that print, and here will display enter two numbers. Right. For 4, we'll take the input for this input A, comma B. For fifth option, we have bunch of like print. Here you will write everything. Okay, enter 1 for addition, enter 2 for this, enter 3. Then you can include it in the print. Okay. Then for the sixth option, we are going to take the input for the option. Then after that, we have condition. So for condition, we have if statement, right? So here we'll write if, then the first condition is what? If option, okay, is equal to 1, then we are going to do what? Then we are going to, here you can either write the 8 also, you can write directly also. So here we are going to print a plus b, right? Yes or not? If this condition is false, if you remember yesterday we talked about else, but here are multiple conditions. Here are not only like true and false part. No, there are multiple. So we will write else if for the second condition. Okay. And here I will write else if option is equal to 2. Then if this condition is true, then we will print what? We will print a minus b. Now, if this condition is also not true, then we have third condition, that is else if, and here we will write option is equal to 3. Okay. Then for this we will have print a multiple b. Okay. For the, again, we have another option that is 4. So else if option is equal to 4, okay, then we'll perform what? We'll perform division. And if all of the conditions are false, then we know that what we are going to, then I'll simply write else. For the last condition, we don't need to write if, okay? For the last one, we don't need to write if, we'll just write else. We are going to print invalid option. We're going to print your invalid option, then simply end if, okay? And then at last, we will stop. So whenever you have multiple conditions, okay, if you remember when I was talking about the conditional control structure, people are asking me in the class also that time that can we have multiple conditions or can we have multiple branching? Then this is the example of multiple branching in a single program. Okay, and whenever you have multiple condition, you're going to use else if, else if, else if, and for the last condition, you will use else and just print invalid option. This is the pseudocode going to be for this calculator. Okay. Is this clear? I have already discussed a bunch of examples. Okay. We need to move ahead to the next topic also. And I will be giving some questions related to the this one, like conditional statement. So you can refer to that and as well also. You need to understand this one first. Okay. If I want to write here 2 is equal to 3, then what process? Is 2 equal to 3? No, it is not. First of all, this thing is not like 2 is never equal to 3. Okay, and we never take hard-coded values. You compare a variable with a number. Or you compare two variables. The thing is that when you are using condition, there should be either true or false. If you're directly going to write 2 is equal to 3, then here you know that it is false. It is 100% false. Okay, so it is not a condition. This is not a condition. You are going to get only one answer for this. That is false. So you cannot write this. Okay, there is not process. No, you cannot write option 2 is equal to 3 like this. There won't be, this is a hard-coded value and you directly know the answer is false. Okay, this is not a comparison. This is like writing the thing and you already know the answer is false. So we cannot do that. We compare a value with a variable. So the as I told you, the value keeps changing in the variable. So you are supposed to compare, like option is equal to maybe 2. So you don't know na, what value you will get for the option. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3. Okay. So in that case, you will get either true or false. Okay, now we are moving ahead to the next question. Okay, and here we will take the example of the repetitive control structure, that we will start the topic that is related to the loop. Okay, so we will take the example of loop control structure now. And here, what we are, as I told you, the loop structure is like repeating a same loop structure is to repeat the same task again and again. Okay, so here we have a question. Here you are supposed to print number from 1 to 5. Okay, so basically the thing that might appear to you all, is there anyone who wants to come up with a solution for this? Like if you are given a question, you are supposed to print number from 1 to 5. Then you are simply going to, I'll write the pseudo code. Okay, so maybe you will start the program. Okay, and then you will have a variable in order to store this number. So you will start the number from 1. A is no, not variable. So maybe one of you might be thinking that you are going to write here print a 1, okay, and then again print 2, and then here print 3, okay, print 4, and then print 5. You might be thinking in this way, okay, print 5 times. But this is not the case. This is not the way that we write a program. We don't write print 5 times. Okay, we don't do that. Whenever we are supposed to write a program, then the main motive is that we are supposed to write less line of codes. Okay, we'll write, there should be less number of steps. Here I have given 1 to 5. What if the question is saying print from 1 to 1000? Are you going to write here print 1, print 2, print 3, then again up to print 1000? No, you are not going to do that, right? You are not going to write the print thing again and again like 1000 times. Okay, you are not going to, if there is given 10,000, then you are not going to write 10,000 print lines. Okay, you are not going to do that. So here we are supposed to repeat the same task again and again. And for this case, we will use loop. Okay, for this case, we will use loop. And how is that? So I will draw the flow chart. Then after that, I will discuss about the pseudo code. So here we will start. Okay, here it is given the number is going to start from 1. So I will declare a variable. Here there isn't any role of the user. Okay, there isn't any role of the user. Why? Because the question is simply saying that it wants the number from 1 to 5. Okay, so it is sorted that you want to print from 1 to 5. So I will declare a variable a, and I will assign a value 1 to it. I will tell you why I am assigning this 1. Because we are starting from 1, that's why I have written here 1. Okay, Now here, what I will do is, here I will apply a condition. Okay, here I will apply a condition and I will check if the value of A has reached 5 or not. So here I will write if A is less or equal to 5. Okay, if this is condition, I'll explain it in briefly. Don't worry. Then we are going to print the value of A. Okay, we are going to print the value of A and we need to increase the value of A also. So here I will write A plus is equal to 1. And this is the process. And then instead of stopping it, we will go back again. Okay, we are not going to, we will repeat the task, we will repeat the step from here again. Okay, until this condition is true, we will get back. That means the flow of control will go back to this third step. And once the condition is false, then we will stop the program. Okay, now let me tell you how is this thing working. So in our memory, okay, here this is our memory. We started the program. Okay, and here declare A is equal to 1. So I created a variable A and assigned a value 1 to it. I assigned what value to A? I assigned value to A. Okay. Then after that, we'll come to this condition. Here it is written what? Here it's written A is, check if A is less or equal to 5 or not. What is the value of A right now? What is the value of A right now? It's 1, right? So it will check if 1 is less or equal to 5 or not. So what do you think? Is this condition true or false? That is 1 less or equal to 5 or not? Is this condition true or false? This condition is true. Okay, so we will go to this direction and print A. So in your output screen, since here is written print A, the value that is with A will be printed. So here 1 will be printed. Okay, it will do its task. The statement is executed. Now after this, you will go to this part. Do you guys remember we talked about this in our assignment operator? What does this mean? This expression means A is equal to A plus 1. Yes or not? Do you remember we discussed about this in our operator classes? So A is equal to A plus 1. Basically, this means to increase the value of A by 1. Yes, this means to increase the value of A by 1. Increase A by 1. That means adding 1 every time. Okay. So right now, because of this, right now the value of A is 1. But what will be the new value now? Because of this step, the new value will be 2. Are you guys getting this point? How we are getting 2 in the memory for the value for the variable A? We are getting 2 because we are increasing the value of A from here. Okay, we increase the value of A by 1. So it's 2 now. Then you can see that this arrow is saying that we are supposed to go back. We are not supposed to stop the program. We are supposed to go back. Okay, we are supposed to go back. Now, what will happen is, here we will go back. Then after that, we'll come to this part. Arrow is saying that we'll come to this part. It will again check the condition. What is the value of A right now? What is the value of A right now? The value of A is 2. Okay, so it will check is 2 less or equal to 5. Is this condition true or false right now? The condition is true. The condition is true. 2 is less than 5. Okay, 2 is less than 5. So condition is true. So we'll again come to this part. Print A. So what will be printed on the screen? The value of A will be printed. Okay, it's 2. Now we will come to this step. Here again the value of A will increase by 1. So in our memory, now the value of A will increase by 1 and we will get 3 here. We will again go back, right? Here it will compare the new value. So it will compare if 3 is less or equal to 5 or not. The condition is again true. So we will again come to this part. It will print A. So what is the value of A right now in the memory? 3. So 3 will be printed. Okay. We will again come to this part here. We will again come here. It will again increase the value of A by 1. We'll get a new value. That A is 4. Yes, then we will go back. We'll go back to this step. Here it will compare is 4 less or equal to 5 or not. It is again true. So print A and we will get the output 4. Okay. It will again increase the value of 4 and we will get a new value that is 5. So is 5 here? It will compare 5 is less or equal to 5 or not. So 5 is equal to 5, right? It's not less, but it is equal to 5. So one of the condition is true. That's why we'll come here and we will print A. So here we will get 5 as the output. Okay. You will come to this step. It will again increase the value of A. It's not like it is going to stop. No. It will again increase the value of A. It will be 6 now. Okay. And you will come here. Now it will compare the value. So 6 is less or equal to 5. So now it's 6 less or equal to 5. Is 6 less or equal to 5 over here? No. So if this is false, then where are we going to move? Where the execution is going to go? It will go to this part, right? It will go into the right direction. And here we have clearly written, now the condition is false, so we'll stop the program. So in our output screen, we will get 1 to 5. Okay. Is this clear to all of you? And now here, if the question would ask you, here I have written 1 to 5, but if now question will ask you to go print the number from 1 to 50, or maybe from 1 to 100, or maybe 1 to 1000, or no matter how much, okay? Then here you can simply compare that. Here I have written if A is less or equal to 5, then here instead of A is less or equal to 5, you can apply a condition. If A is less or equal to 1000, then this loop is going to run 1000 times. If you will write if A is less or equal to 20,000, then it will run 20,000 times and you will get number from 1 to 20,000. Okay. So in this way, you can apply a condition and repeat the same task again and again and print the numbers. A person is asking, why did I take A is equal to 1? Because I need to start a value. I need to initialize a value. The value should start from 1. That's why I have written A is equal to 1. Because if it will be empty like this, if I will not take any value for the A, how are we going to compare the value with the 5? So we need an initial value. That's why we took A is equal to 1. Is this clear to all of you? Instead of saying no, it would be so much better if you ask me the doubt that you have. Did not understand A plus is equal to 1. This is A plus is equal to 1 means A is equal to A plus 1. This means, and this means same. It is to increase the value of A. If you will not increase the value, how will you get 2, 3, 4, 5 and other numbers? Okay, that's why you need to increase the value. Can you please give us the rules? So when we will be coding, we will know the correct steps. It's not like there isn't any specific rules. You are supposed to practice it and you are supposed to remember the steps. Once you will start practicing all of the things, you will remember the steps yourself. There isn't any specific rule. If we print A, why did we get? After printing A, we need to increase the value of A. Okay. The value of A one cannot be one for forever because we need 2, 3, 4, 5 other numbers also. So after printing the value of A, that is 1. At first it was 1. After that, we need to increase the value. So in order to increase the value by 1, we have written this step. If the value will increase by 1, it will become 2. Then we will again compare and we will print the 2. That's why we have written this step. If we have to make it like the user is going to enter the set of numbers, then we will have to use input. But I can understand how, because you don't need to understand this for now. Okay, right now, please try to understand this. You will do such complex things in coding itself. Okay, so we don't need to discuss that over here for now. Ma'am, is it compulsory? You can initialize to 0 also. But the question is saying that it should start from 1. Question is not saying that it should be 0 to 5, right? Question is saying that it should be 1 to 5. That's why we have started it from 1. We initialize it from the 1. Is it correct if we say print A and we get 1? Yeah, print A means we are getting 1. Then after that, the value of A is increasing. It will become 2. Then print A, then that means 2 will be printed. Again, the value of A will increase. It will become 3. Then print A, that means 3 will be printed. Yeah, there are so many logics. You can apply reverse thing also, but we are in a very basic thing. We are fundamentals. That's why we are going to go for the easy steps now. Okay. The complex steps, the multiple ways you will learn it once you start the coding thing. And once you get to the Python programming part. So the pseudocode you return at the beginning is correct or wrong? Which pseudocode you are talking about that I wrote at the beginning is correct or wrong? Loop is to repeat a certain number of steps again and again. Loop is to repeat a the pseudocode that I wrote print 1, print 2. That was right, but that is not the way to do. That is not the standard way to write. I'm going to write the pseudocode now. Okay. So let's see the pseudocode for this. So pseudocode is going to be slightly different because this is loop. Okay, you might get confused that if we are using a condition, but this is loop. Why is it loop? Because we are repeating a certain task again and again based on this condition. Okay, so the pseudocode is going to be something like, here I will start this program. Then for second step, I will declare A is equal to 1. Okay, then after that, here I'm going to use a loop that is called for loop. Okay, I don't need to write if over here. I don't need to write if A is equal to 1. I have a thing. We have a thing in a program that is called for loop. This is a type of a loop. Okay, for loop that will repeat the same task again and again. So if I will write here for, if I write here for a is equal to, okay, declare for a here, if I'll write a is equal to 1, you can write, if not, no problem. If I'll write here for a is equal to 1 to 5, only this much, okay. So this particular line means that this for loop, it has a capability, this for has the capability that it will start the value from the 1, it will increase the value itself, and it will give me the number from 1 to 5, okay. It is a loop in a programming language. So I will just write after this here print a, okay. And just like in if, we will write here end for, because we are ending this loop. And then here I will write stop. So what is happening over here is that this particular line, okay, from here to here, this third step is a loop. This is used for a loop, okay, for a is equal to 1 to 5. If you will write here for a is equal to 1 to 1000, it will print the number from 1 to 1000. If you will write here 1 to 10,000, then it is going to handle the increment itself. That means it will first print a, then it will increase until you reach 5, because I have written 1 to 5. So until you will reach the 5, this will keep on increasing the value of a by 1, okay, and it will keep on printing the value for the a. So at first it will print a, then 2, then 3, 4, 5, and then end for, and then stop. Okay, so this is the for loop. So we use this loop, okay. So we use this for loop when we know the number of repetition. When we know the number of repetition. Okay, so this is the pseudocode that is going to be for the loop control structures. Okay, you can ask me the queries and doubts that you are getting regarding to this pseudocode. The increment, I don't need to increase the value, because the increment of the value is going to be handled by the for loop itself. So I don't need to write a plus is equal to 1. That is the advantage of using for loop, that it is going to handle the increment itself. There's nothing difficult to understand, okay. It is quite easy. It is just a one line, that there is a loop. It is very much clear to you that you don't have to take stress of increasing the number, because there is a loop in the program that is called for loop, and it is going to simplify your work very much. If you compare the flowchart and pseudocode is so much less, because this for loop is handling the increment itself. Okay, so it's quite easy to understand. How to print 1 to 5? Here we have printed 1 to 5. Here I have written print a is equal to 1 to 5, and then print a. So first 1 will be printed, Since I have written here 1 to 5. So 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Yes, a plus is equal to 1 is the way of increasing the value of a. Yes, it is. Yeah, as I told you, in flowchart we have comparison, but in pseudocode we don't need to do that because we can directly use for loop and we can simplify the step, and you just need to write for a is equal to 1 to 5. That's it. If you write this line, it will itself print the numbers, it will itself increase the value. Okay, so let's move ahead and discuss one more question, that we are going to print a multiplication table. Okay. To print multiplication table of 2. So we all know the multiplication table of 2, right? We can go for the 4 also, 3 also. The concept is going to be same. I'll tell you how. So multiplication table, that means 2 should be appeared, then 4, then 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. So we'll take the multiplication table up to 10 only. Okay. Now for this, I'm going to write here. I'm going to draw flowchart. Then maybe you could write the pseudocode yourself as well. So I'll write start. Okay. If you will see the pattern, okay, we'll see carefully. This is the output that we need to get in our output screen. Okay, this is the output. So if I will write the multiplication table, that is 2 multiple 1 is equal to 2. Then 2 multiple 2 is equal to 4. Okay. 2 multiple 3 is equal to 6. In this way, we can go on and on. And 2 multiple 10 is 20. Okay. So here, if you'll notice, we have 3 values. One value is this 2. Okay. And this is fixed. As you can see, that's this 2 is fixed. Okay. This is not getting changed. After this, we have another variable or another value, and it is increasing by 1. Right? 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5. And after multiplication of these two numbers, if this is m, if this is n, then m multiple n, we are getting the result that may be the I. Okay, maybe ABC, you can take the variable as you want. So here we have 3 things. We have 3 values. One is constant, one is increasing by 1, and the answer that you are getting is the multiplication of those 2 variables. Okay, so this is the logic behind it. So we need a number first. The number for which we need to find out the multiplication table. Okay, we need that. So here I will write input n is equal to, not input. So I'll take here declare. Okay, so I will take this number. We are supposed to find out the multiplication table of 2. Okay, so I'll take n. N is equal to 2. Let me make this. For this, I will take n. For this, I will take I. And for this, I will have m. Okay. So here declare n is equal to 2. Why am I, is there anyone who can answer me why am I writing n is equal to 2? Because we are supposed to find the multiplication table of 2. Okay, that's why I have written n is equal to 2. Then after that, I have this I. I need a variable I, and I needs to start from which one? I needs to start from which, like we need to initialize with, you can see that I is 1 at first. Okay, so we need to initialize I with 1. Then after that, this is the value or the answer, and the answer is going to be calculated itself. We are not going to do anything for it. So I'll simply write there n. Okay, is this declaration clear to all of you? Okay, then after this, we will simply perform the multiplication table. So for multiplication, it is very easy. I need to store the result in which variable? In m, right? So I will write m is equal to n multiple I. I hope this is clear to all of you. This is a process. You can write n multiple I is equal to m also. You can write m is equal to n multiple I also. Okay. Then we will display the result. We will print the result that is stored in m. Okay, we'll display the result that is stored in m. But here, if you see that, here it will perform 2 multiple 1, 2. We will only get 2. We need to increase the value of I. Yes or not? And we need to increase the value of I. So here I will write I plus is equal to 1. Because the value of I is changing. We need to increase the value of I by 1 only. Because for the first multiplication table, we have 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, like this. Okay. And the condition is that I should be up to when my loop should run, like up to when my loop should run, it should run until the value of, like if I is less or equal to 10, then go back. Okay. Then go back and perform this operation. Once this condition is false, then we will simply stop. If this condition is true, then we will like go to this third step again. Okay, now let me break this down to you. Here, I have this first step start. Okay, so declare n is equal to 2, I is equal to 1. So in memory, what is happening is there's 3 variables n. Okay, then I have I and then I have m. Okay, we have already initialized value for n, that is 2. For I, we have 1. For m, there is nothing because we will store the result. Then we will come to this part, third step. Here it is written m is equal to n multiply I. So this n multiply I means what? And the value of n. M is equal to n multiple I. What is the value of n? It's 2. Multiple, what is the value of I? It's 1. So 2 multiple 1 is what? 2 multiple 1 is 2. So that means this 2 is going to be stored where? This 2 is going to be assigned to this variable that is m. So here I will get 2, right? And after that, we will go to this step, print m. So in our output screen, okay, this is our output terminal. Since here it's written print m, so 2 will be printed. Okay. And after that, we will come here. We need to increase the value of I. We need to increase the value of I. So we'll go back and here the value of I will be increased by 1. So here in our memory, what will happen? We'll get a new value for I. And what would be that value? What would be the new value of I? It will be 2. Okay, it's increased by 1. So now we will come to this part. Here we will check the condition that I is less or equal to 10 or not. Now the value of I is 2. Okay, so it will check if 2 is less or equal to 10 or not. Is this condition true? Is 2 less or equal to 10? Is this condition true? Yes. So we will go back. We'll go back to which step? We will go back to this third step. Okay, here. Then we will go back to the third step. Again, the multiplication will happen. But now, n multiply I. The value of n is 2. It is fixed. But what is the value of I now? What is the value of I now? The value of I is 2. Okay. Here you can see, this is my memory. The value of I is 2. So here it will be 2. 2 multiple 2. What we will get as the answer? We'll get 4. This 4 will be assigned to m. Okay. So in the memory, the value this, for the value m, you will get here 4. Okay. You will come to this step, fourth step, print m. What is the value of m right now? The value of m is 4. So we will get 4 as the output on the screen. Okay. You will again come to this step. The value of I will increase by 1. So in the memory, now the new value of I will be there. That is 3. Okay, 3 will be there. Then you will come to this condition part. Here it will check the new value of I, that is 3. So is 3 less or equal to 10 or not? Is 3 less or equal to 10 or not? It is, right? 3 is less or equal to 10. This condition is true, so we'll go back and here multiplication will happen. So the value of n is 2, but what is the value of I now? The new value of I is 3. So we'll get 2 multiple 3, 6. It will be given to m. So in the memory, you will get a new value for m, that is 6. Okay, here you will get 6. Then you will come to this step, print m. So what will be printed? What will be printed on the screen? The value of m will be printed, that is 6. Okay, we have written I is equal to 10 because we are printing multiple up to 10. That's why we have written if I is less or equal to 10. Okay, now in the same way it will go again and again. Like again the value of I will increase for 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10, and here it will perform the multiplication and you will get from here to here as an output on the screen. Okay, and if you want to print multiplication table up to 20, maybe you don't want to print up to 10, you want to print up to 20 or maybe 30, then here instead of writing if I is less or equal to 10, you can simply write if I is less or equal to 20 or 30 or 40, like that. Okay, then you can have as many as big multiplication table as you want. Now here the question is saying, I would like you people to ask me, what if the question would say to print the multiplication table of 4? Then what do you think? Where do you need to make change over here? Yeah, you can simply write m is equal to 2 multiply I also. Then you can do that also. But there's a standard way to write something. That's why we follow that. We take a variable. But if you want to write m is equal to 2 multiply I, you can do that also. Okay, you are not wrong. So if we are supposed to print the multiplication table of 4, then here you only need to make change here. Instead of n is equal to 2, you can write 4. Okay, and then you will get the multiplication table of 4. In the same way, you can get the multiplication table of 6, 8, 10, and so on. Is this clear to all of you? And I'm not going to write the pseudocode for this. You are supposed to find out the pseudocode for this one yourself. Okay, this is a task, that write pseudocode yourself. This is like a task for you. And obviously you will share the answer with us and we'll check it. Now I am confused why use here comparison if I is less or equal to 10, because we are going to print the multiplication table up to 10. So we need to compare if 2 is less than equal. That's why we need I in order to reach to 10. Because 2 multiply 1, 2 1 are 2, 2 2 are 4, 2 3 are 6, up to 2 tens are 20. Na? That's why we are using if I is less or equal to 10. Okay, is there any confusion with this? Any more confusion? If not, then we will move ahead to the next question. The value are not being added, the value are being multiplied, and yes, the value are going to be multiplied by the computer itself. To get the correct table in sequence, so get the correct table in sequence. I really don't understand the question. If here use comparison, how get correct table of 2 in sequence? We are using comparison operator to compare the value of I, because the value of I is increasing. Look here, I have written I, okay. It's first 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, and then 9, and then 10. Okay, that's why the last condition is that if the value of I is equal to 10, then we will stop, because we only need the output up to 20. If we want 3 to appear, we must like I plus 2, right? Yeah, like if you want to increase the value by 2, then you will write I plus is equal to 2. The person who have shared me the pseudo code of this program right now, your answer is correct. In the pseudo code, you will start the loop from 1. Here, have a look. You have 3 variable and is fixed. I is increasing, so you need to increase the value. For I is equal to 1 to 10. Okay, shall we move ahead to the next question now? Okay, so now this is our last question over here. We are going to print the terms of series or a pattern. Okay. No, you are not going by 4. You are not going to write. Are you asking that you are going to use I plus is equal to 4 if you want to print the table of 4? No, you are not going to do that. For the, if you are going to print the table of 4 also, then look here. It will be 4 multiple 1 is equal to 4. 4 multiple 2 is equal to 8. 4 multiple 3 is equal to 12. So here, what is the value of I? Okay, so what I was saying is that here, like you are going to increase the value of I by 1 only. Why would you increase the value of I by 3 or 4? Because no matter which table you are going to print, it is going to be 4 multiple 1, 4, 4 multiple 2, 8, 4 multiple 3, 12. And this is the value of I. Okay, so every time we are going to increase by 1. If you want to print the value of 4, if you want to print the multiplication table of 4, then instead of n is equal to 2, just write here 4. That's it. Okay, now here we are going to solve a new question. This is to print a pattern, print a series of a number, and the series of a number looks something like 1, 2, 4, 7, 11, 16, and 22. Okay, this is a series of a number given to you, and you are supposed to draw a flow chart for this. Here you need to understand the logic. Okay, no, the person who is asking me, if I change the step to a multiple is equal to a plus 1, then it is not going to give you the same result. You will not get the output. Okay. Where is the pattern in those numbers? Which number are you talking about? Are you talking about this number? Did I use the word pattern? It's a series of a number. Okay. I'm sorry if I use that word. I'm supposed to say we are going to print the series of a number. Okay. So here I have 1, 2, 4, 7, 11, 69, 22. So here if you'll see carefully, we need to understand the logic. First of all, we have a number. So this number, if I take this number, okay, these are the numbers. If I take a variable number, then it is starting from what? It is starting from 1, right? It is starting from 1. We know that for sure. So if you look carefully, the differences in these two numbers, okay, there are some differences in the two numbers. Like in this first two number, there is a difference of 1. Then after that, there is the difference of 2. Then there is a difference of 3. Okay. Then there is a difference of 4. Then 5 and then 6. Like there's a difference, but the difference is increasing one by one. Right? The difference is increasing by 1. Is it yes or not? The differences are increasing one by one. So don't you think, like, if I will take a variable, okay, if I will take a variable and if you look carefully, the differences are increasing by 1. So maybe I will name it as differences. I'll write here differences. Okay. And if you'll see carefully, we are getting the output, not output, sorry, we are getting the second number when we are adding this. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay. Then 2 plus 2 is 4. And 4 plus 3 is 7. So basically, the preceding numbers are the addition of the difference. Like the second number is the addition of the first number and the difference. Third number is the output of the addition of second number and difference. So basically what I'm trying to say is that if I will write num is equal to num plus d. Okay. So what is the value of num right now? The value of num is 1 and the value of d is also 1. So 1 plus 1, I will get 2. Right? 1 plus 1, I will get what? I will get 2. Now, in the same case, again, if I will increase the value of d, if I will increase the value of d by 1, second time it will be 2, then it will be 2 plus 2, 4. Okay, so we are going to apply that logic. And let me tell you how. Here we will start the program. Okay, we'll start the program. I'll take two variables, one num and another difference. Declare and I will initialize the value of num with 1 and difference. If you see, difference is also starting from 1. So I will initialize the difference with 1 as well. Both of them starting from 1. Okay. And now here I want to print. Basically, the question is that to print series, this series less than 100. Okay. We are supposed to print this series for the less than 100. So here that this number 1, 2, 4, 7, 11, 16, 22, once it reach less than 100 or once it is equal to 100, we should stop. Okay. So here I will write a condition that if num is less than 100, then we will perform the operation. Okay, we'll perform the operation that if num is less than 100, then just simply print the value of the num. Print the value of num. It should be less than 100, not greater than 100. Okay, it should be less than 100. The numbers should be less than 100. Then after that, we will perform the operation that is here. I will perform two operations. That means num plus is equal to d. I hope you guys are understanding what does num plus is equal to d means. Do you know what does this mean? Num plus is equal to d. This means num is equal to num plus d. Okay, if I have written num plus is equal to d, this means and this means the same thing. And also we need to increase the value of d by 1. So I'll write same thing here. D plus is equal to 1 and we will repeat this step until we reach the value that is less than 100. And if this condition is false, then we will simply stop. Okay, so let me tell you, let me explain this and let me break this down. So in our memory, okay, in our memory, we have taken two variables. One is num and initialize its value with 1. Another one is difference and initialize its value with 1 as well. Okay. Question is asking that we are supposed to print the number until it is less than 100. So here it will check the condition. Okay. Is right now the value of num is 1. So is 1 less than 100? 1 is less than 100, right? So the condition is true. Yes or not? The condition is true. We will come where? We will here. We'll come here and it will print the value of the num. So in our output screen, okay, now output print num. What is the value of num right now? 1. 1 will be printed. Now please focus on this step. Okay. This part num is equal to num plus d. This is the logic behind printing this series. Without this logic, you won't be able to get the number that is 2, 4, 7, 11 or anything. Okay. So you need to understand this. Basically, what is happening here? Num is equal to num plus d. So is equal to what is the value of num right now? The value of num is 1. And the value of d is also what? The value of d is also 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. That means this 2 is assigned to num. So in our memory, what will happen? The value of num will become 2. Okay. We have another step also over here. I have written, you can write it in different step also, but I have written together and it is not any problem. We can write it together also like this. Okay. So here, this second one, this one is to increase the value of d. This means d is equal to d plus 1, right? So here we are increasing the value of d. That means the value of d will increase and it will become what? Then after that we will, no, we cannot have a same variable, always should be unique. You cannot have a something with the same name. Okay. That is not allowed. So after that, here d is equal to, so the value of difference will be, I don't know why I have written here d. I should have written here difference, not d, because d is not the variable that I created and nobody noticed it also. So here basically I'm supposed to write diff. Okay. So this means diff is equal to diff plus 1. Okay. So here I'm supposed to write difference. So the value of difference will increase and it will be 2. Now we will, because of this flow of arrow, will come here. This condition will be checked again. What is the value of num right now? It's 2. So here it will check, is 2 less than 100? Is 2 less than 100? Yes, it is. The condition is true. So we'll come to this part. Print num. What is the value of num right now? The value of num is 2. So 2 will be printed on the screen. Okay. And then we'll come to this part again. This part here. Now this operation will happen again. Okay. With new value. That is num is equal to num plus d. What is the value of num right now? The value of num is 2. And the what is the value of not d here? I'm supposed to write difference. diff. Okay. What is the value of difference? The value of difference is 2. So 2 plus 2, what will happen? 4. And this 4 will be given to num. So here in this num, which number will be given here? 4. Okay. And because of this, the value of difference will increase again. So the value of difference will be 3. The value of difference will be 3. Okay. We'll go back again. Here it will, the comparison will happen again. The value of num is 4 right now. It will check is 4 less than 100. Yes, it is. So print num. What will be printed on the screen? 4 will be printed. Okay, you'll get 4 because the value of num is 4. We'll come back again over here. Here, the operation will happen again. Okay, the operation will happen again. What is the value of num? The value of num is 4 plus what is the value of difference right now? The value of difference is 3. So 4 plus 3, and we will get output what? 4 plus 3 is what? 4 plus 3 is 7. Now what will be the new value of num? If 4 plus 3 is 7, this 7 is being assigned to num, then what will be the new value of num here in the memory? 7, right? The new value of num will be 7. And here in this part, what will be the new value of difference now? Because we are increasing the value of difference by 1. What will be the new value of difference? It will be 4. Okay, so in the memory, you will have 4. You will go back again because of this arrow over here. This comparison is happening. Okay, so now which number we will compare by 100? Which number are we going to compare by 100? The value of num. What is the value of num right now? What is the value of num right now? You need to see in the memory. Okay, the value of the num is 7. So you will compare it 7 less than 100. Yes, it is. So you will come here. Okay, will come here. Then print num. So what will be printed on the screen? The value of num, that is 7, will be printed on the screen. You need to see on the memory. Okay, that's why I have written, that's why I have made this visualization of the memory. You won't get confused with the output. Right now the value of num is 7, so 7 will be printed. Again the calculation will happen. Okay, here again the calculation will happen. What is the value of num? It's 7. Plus what is the value of difference? It's 4. 7 plus 4 is what? 7 plus 4 is 11. Okay, so you will get a new value in this over here. Here you will get 11. After this, the difference will increase. Okay, after this, the difference will increase. So you will get the new value of difference, that is 5. Okay, you'll go back. Your comparison will happen. The value of num is what? The value of num is 11. So it will check, is 11 less than 100? Yes, it is. You will come back, you will come to this step. Print num. So what will be printed on the screen? The value of num is what right now? The value of num is 11. So 11 will be printed on the screen. Okay. In this way, it will go, this loop will run again and again and again until this condition is false and the program will stop. Are you guys able to understand this? For the first loop, we have the value num is equal to 1 and difference is equal to 1. Okay, so for the first time we have the value of num as 1. For the first time we have the value of num as 1, so it will compare if 1 is less than 100 or not, and after that the loop will start. How can the num be equal to num plus difference? It's not equal. We are performing operation. We are performing, num is not equal to, in computer, one time is using equal to sign is not equal. One time using equal sign is assigning value. Here we are not checking if num is equal to num plus difference or not. Okay, here we are performing the operation. I told you this is the main logic to print this series. Okay, to print this number. So here what we are doing is that, if you see the number, I told you that if you see carefully, 2 is the addition of 1 and 1. 4 is the addition of 2 and 2. 7 is the addition of 4 and 3. So that's what we are doing over here. Yes, we are working on each of the numbers. Okay, so we have discussed all of the questions that were supposed to be discussed. And then now I'm going to give you some assignment questions, and then I will tell you the steps where you can submit those assignments. answers of the assignment question that I gave you yesterday, as well as the question that I'm going to give you today. Okay, I'll show you the step. And while solving the problem, while solving the questions, if you get any doubt, then of course I will tell you, you can raise a ticket regarding to your doubts and we will help you with that. And in addition to which, if you are still confused with the questions or anything, then you can arrange one-on-one session with your mentor during the weekdays and arrange a one-on-one session with the mentor itself in order to get your queries resolved. Okay. Yeah, if you don't understand anything over here, you can raise a ticket, plus you can arrange a one-on-one session with your mentor as well. That is with me. And I'll help you to get your problem resolved. Okay. Use the end for at last, not before. Your pseudocode is little bit mistake. It's not totally correct. Okay. We are increasing the differences. Okay, we are increasing the differences when we get answer. Are you asking about the answer of the assignment questions? So you will get answers once you submit the answer. Okay, once you submit the answer, then we will check and then you will get the corrected answer if there is any mistake. First of all, you need to try it yourself. Okay, so here I'm going to write the questions. Yes, we are increasing the differences. You are right. The person who is asking me, are we increasing the differences? We are increasing the differences. Okay. So here we have questions, and the questions are going to be similar to the questions that we discussed in the class. Okay. So assignment questions over here. The first one is that we prepare a calculator, right? In the same way, you are supposed to print the area of chosen geometric figures. No, this is different from that. It is not the same. Okay. I'll tell you how. So here the figures are going to be circle, rectangle, okay, and then square. And how is it different from the question that I gave you yesterday? Here you will create a condition. That means you will have options. For if the user presses option 1, then you are supposed to print the area of circle. If the user presses 2, then you are supposed to print the area of rectangle. If the user presses option 3, then you are supposed to print the area of the square. Where we have to submit the assignment. Have patience. After writing the question, I will show you the steps where you have to submit the assignment. Basically, you have to submit it over the ticket only. Okay. So this is the thing that you will do. You will take the concept of the calculator that we did in the class, but in our calculator, we're performing addition, subtraction, right? But here you will calculate the area of circle, then rectangle, and then square. So instead of print A plus B, you will write print L multiply B. That's it. Okay. All of the things are going to be same. Then after this, you will write the thing to print factorial of a factorial of a number 5. Okay. I hope you guys remember what is factorial. If you are supposed to find the factorial of a 5, then 5 factorial means 5 multiple 4 multiple 3 multiple 2 multiple 1. So the answer is going to be 120. Okay. So you are supposed to take a value variable, give it 5 and then decrement. Instead of increasing, decrement the value and perform the multiplication. Okay. In case of any confusion, you can raise the ticket also. So don't worry about that. Okay. And then after this, the third question is that we are going to print the first 20 odd numbers. You're going to print the first 20 odd numbers. That means you will print 1, then 3, then 5, then 9, then 11, like that, which should be up to 19. Okay, so you are going to do that. And then here you will write, you are going to print sum of and positive integers. Now, what does this mean? Let me tell you. Okay, this question means that if the user types 5, okay, then you are supposed to perform 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 and display the output. Okay, that is 15. If the user gives 3 as the input, then you are supposed to perform 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, and then display 6 as the output. Okay, in the same way, if the user presses 4, then you are supposed to, like, user can place, you are just going to take input n, and then sum is equal to sum plus n. Okay, you are going to do that. So try to figure out how can you do this. This is the sum of n positive numbers, means this one. Okay, yes, you have to write both. You have you are going to do both the flow chart also as well as the pseudocode also for all of these questions. Okay, and here I have a fifth question. For the fifth question, you are supposed to, here you don't need loop to print the sum of n positive numbers. You don't need loop to print 10 terms of Fibonacci series. Now, what is Fibonacci series? Let me tell you. We just printed one series before this, right? Number of series. So Fibonacci series is something which is like, it starts from 0, then it's 1. Okay, two numbers are given, 0 and 1, and all of the other numbers are the addition of these two numbers. That means 0 plus 1, then 1, 1 plus 1, then 2, 1 plus 2, then 3, 2 plus 3, okay, 5, then 3 plus 5, 8, 8 plus 5, 13. And in this way, you are supposed to print 10 terms. That means here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 9 terms. You are supposed to print, what is 13 plus 8? 21, right? So here, up to 21, you are supposed to print this Fibonacci series. This is the series given and you are supposed to print it. Okay. Try to figure out the logics yourself, and as I told you, in case of confusion, you can raise a ticket whenever you want, and you can arrange a session also. We'll help you with that. Okay, let me show you the way you can submit this assignments. All of the people, please have a look on the screen. I'm going to show you. Okay, no, these are for practice purpose only. They are not going to be evaluated. These are for the practice purpose only. So is your LMS look something like this? I hope you are able to see on the screen. Yeah, your LMS looks something like this, right? And here we have this more option. So basically what you will do is that you will draw a flow chart and you will write the pseudocode on your notebook by using a pen and paper, okay, on your copies. Then you can take picture of those things that you have written, because we don't have any practical implementation of programming foundation, right? We have only the way that we can write it on our copy or notebooks or anywhere. So for that, and if you will do it on the system, there is a way. I'm not saying there isn't a way that you cannot draw a flow chart or write pseudocode on your system. You can do that, but it would be too much time consuming. Okay, and it's a waste of time in order to do it on the system. So rather than you can do it on your copy. Okay, because you don't need to implement it on the system. That's why it's not the necessary thing. So write it on your copy, take a picture, then create a PDF file or a document file or anything, okay, that you want. By after taking the picture, create a file and then submit it. So you are supposed to click on this more. Can you see this asked out section? Has anyone raised ticket before this? Has anyone raised a ticket before this, like in case of doubts? So you must have taken raising the tickets from this ask doubt section, right? So those who have not raised the tickets or is not familiar how to ask doubt, then you need to go to this option which is ask doubt option. Is up to here, is everything clear to all of you? In order to submit the assignment, you will open your LMS. Your LMS looks something like this, okay? Then you will click on this more option. After clicking on this more option, you will have this ask doubt section. Click on this option. After clicking on this asked out, something like this will appear. Okay, then click on this asked out again here. Then this is the asked, academic doubt section. Here, what you will do, if you have any doubt, anything, for example, you're submitting the assignment, then in subject, write here submitting assignment like this. Okay, and you can choose the priority of your ticket, low, medium, high, urgent. Okay, so you can choose that one. Then after that, you can write like, here's my assignment, like something you can write here. Here's my assignment of programming foundation. If you have any doubt, okay, like you want help with the question number 2, then you can write, please help me with question number 2 or anything. Okay, I don't understand this logic or anything. Then you can do that. You can mention whatever you want over here. Then can you see this upload attachment option over here? Can you see this upload attachment option? So I told you that after writing the pseudo code and drawing the flowchart, you will take a picture and you will create a file. Okay. And you will click on this upload attachment option. And from here, you will select the a file that you want to upload. Once you will click it, the box will appear and then you can upload that file and finally click on submit query. Okay. If you click on the submit query, your ticket will be assigned to us. It will, and then your assignments will be checked. If there is any mistake, then we will help you to correct the mistakes as well. Okay. And even though if you are not happy with the asked out section, you can arrange one-on-one session during the weekdays whenever you want in order to resolve your doubts. File format should be anything, like it would be better if you create a PDF file. Okay. So is this clear to all of you how to submit your assignment? I won't be repeating this again. So before I get to my whiteboard, I want all of you to respond me. Are you clear how to submit your assignment? You don't need to mention batch number. The batch number appears by default. We know which batch you are of. Okay. Where you will get the assignment? These are the assignments. Here, these are the assignment. Okay. Yesterday I give you 4 questions. Today I give you 5 questions. You will be solving that. Because the more complex questions you will get once you get to the Python programming file. Okay. You will create the file yourself. No, you will create the file yourself. Then you will attach that file. From after this, you will have the SQL classes. Okay. Okay. And the main part, you need to submit the assignment within this week. But like before your next classes in the weekend, upcoming weekend start, you are supposed to submit your assignment before that. The question file, there isn't any question file. These are the questions. I don't know why you are confused. These are the questions that you need to solve. Have you submitted the first assignment yesterday? Did you submit? The person who is asking me the first assignment, you haven't checked if they are correct. Have you submitted the assignment? You need to submit it first in order to get checked. The previous, if the previous mentor used to give link file for programming foundation, you don't need link. Okay. It's not a complex topic. Programming foundation is a very easy thing. Okay. You will get the link of the assignment. Like from this, I will be taking your SQL classes. SQL. I'm bound to pronounce it as SQL, but from the next week you will have SQL classes, okay? And I'll be taking your SQL classes as well. And in that, I'm also going to give you so much assignment where I will provide you link for the files and link for the questions. So you can be ready for that from now also. Yes, you will get response if your assignment is correct or not. Yes, definitely you will. Yeah, both of the assignments you have to submit in the same manner. The submission is that you are supposed to submit it within this week. This week. Now, please give previous assignment. So in order to find the previous assignment, you need to go through the recording classes of yesterday. Okay. At the end of the class, I have written question. You need to prefer to that recording session. Okay. SQL software installation is not ready, then you can install it within this week. You have whole week with you. Okay, for the area of circle, how to use the value of pi, you can directly write 3.14. Instead of writing pi, you can write 3.14. You can use the constant value. Okay, the person who is asking, can we leave? Yes, you can leave. Okay. And I'm not going to start the questions for the SQL over here. We are not into that module yet. Okay, so I am not going to show you the installation of SQL over here. You will get the information yourself about the installation process over your LMS. Okay. Okay. The pseudo code you have to write yourself. For the second last question and last question, you have to write the pseudo code yourself. Okay. Yes, you have to submit both of the assignment. Don't worry about SQL. Please don't take stress about SQL. You don't have to take stress about the SQL right now. Please focus on the programming foundation. The person who is asking, do I supposed to have it for next lesson? Then you will get your answer yourself. Okay. The information, the notice will be given to you over your LMS and over your emails. So don't worry about that. Submit your pseudocode over the ticket and I will tell you where is it wrong. Okay, people. So thank you so much for joining today's class. Now I'll see you next weekend. Till then, try to solve all of the questions and submit it before the next weekend. Okay. And have a great day till then. Good night, all of you. Have a great day. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining the session. Okay. Yes, you are going to get the response to your assignment on the LMS itself. Yes, you are going to get that. Okay. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.